The attic air tasted of dust and something else. Something metallic, like old blood. I'd inherited the house from my estranged grandmother, a woman whose life was a locked room in our family history. Everyone warned me away, muttering about bad omens and a darkness clinging to the old place. But I, fool that I am, was drawn by the morbid curiosity that gnaws at the edges of sanity. The trunk in the corner was the focal point of the attic's oppressive stillness. Its iron hinges were rusted solid, the lock a gaping maw. It took hours of prying and hammering before it finally yielded with a groan that echoed through the silent house. The stench that erupted was suffocating. Decay, mildew, and something acrid, like burnt hair. Inside, amongst moth-eaten shawls and cracked porcelain dolls with vacant eyes, was a journal bound in what looked disturbingly like human skin. The handwriting within was erratic, a frantic dance across yellowed pages. My grandmother's words painted a horrifying descent into madness. Early entries spoke of shadows that moved when she wasn't looking, of whispers that slithered from the walls at night. She attributed it to loneliness, to the isolation of the old house. But the whispers grew clearer, coalescing into a single name, Caleb. The entries became obsessed with Caleb, describing his presence as a cold weight in the room, his unseen eyes burning into her. She wrote of nightmares where Caleb's face, a swirling vortex of darkness, pressed against hers. One passage chilled me to the bone. The dolls, they watch him. Their eyes follow his movements in the dark. They know what he wants. I glanced at the dusty dolls scattered around the attic, their painted eyes seeming to stare into the shadows. The later entries were a chaotic jumble of fear and paranoia. My grandmother claimed Caleb was stealing her memories, her thoughts, leaving her a hollow shell. "He feeds on what I forget," she'd scrawled, the ink blotched and smeared. "Soon there will be nothing left." The final entry was a single, chilling sentence. "Caleb is inside me now." A sudden gust of wind slammed the attic window shut, plunging the room into near darkness. The temperature plummeted. I slammed the journal closed, my heart a trapped bird in my chest. The silence that followed was thick, expectant. Then I heard it, a faint scratching sound, coming from within the walls. It started slowly, tentatively, but grew in intensity like tiny claws scraping against wood. The scratching moved closer, seeming to emanate from the wall directly behind me. I pressed my ear against the cold plaster, the frantic scratching now accompanied by a soft, wet sound, like something squirming. A small bulge appeared in the wall, the plaster cracking around it. My breath hitched. The bulge grew larger, straining against the aged surface. Then, with a sickening, tearing sound, the plaster ripped open. A pale, slender hand emerged, its fingers unnaturally long and tipped with black, brittle nails. It twitched, reaching out into the dusty air. The scratching intensified within the wall, and a low, guttural whisper slithered from the opening. "You remember?" Terror seized me. I stumbled backward, knocking over the trunk. The hand retreated slightly, and a dark, viscous liquid began to seep from the tear in the wall. I didn't look back. I scrambled down the attic stairs, the scratching and the wet whispers echoing behind me. I ran out of the house, leaving the darkness and the secrets of my grandmother's madness behind. But even now, miles away, I still hear the faint scratching in my dreams. And I can't shake the feeling that Caleb, whatever he is, remembers me too. And he's still inside those walls, waiting for someone else to forget.